Hey guys, Dakara here and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm hyped to dive into this. This is going to be the X-Files pilot reaction. It's going to hit different because this was one of my dad's favourite shows. And my dad is no longer with us. And I just remember being a kid and him always watching this show and me hearing the theme tune to it and just knowing exactly what it is straight away. But I haven't physically watched the show myself, so I don't know the storylines, I don't know the relationships, other than the obvious Mulder and Scully. And to be quite frank, I don't know which is which until I dive into this episode. But I know one of them is played by the lovely Gillian Anderson, and I just think she's unbelievable. She's in a lot of things that I adore, so I'm looking forward to rewinding the clock and seeing where it all began. So yeah, without further ado, let's roll the intro and get stuck in to a brand new pilot. Here we go. Iconic straight away. So this was aired in 1993. Is that right? Has Google got that right? Because I did look it up. We're going back to the 90s. Oh god, she's got no shoes on. That's got a cane. What a tumble. He's also in pajamas. Do you know this man? Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum.
12 hours ago? All we have is this.
Ew.
Karen Swinson. She went to school with my son.
It's happening again, isn't it?
Mm. There's my queen.
Agent Dana Scully.
She looks so different. How is it possible that she got more attractive the older she got? How is that fair? I mean, she's stunning there as well, don't get me wrong.
Agent Scully, thank you for coming on.
Scully.
We see you've been with us just over 2 years. How'd you come to work for the FBI?
Sir, I was recruited out of medical school. I saw the FBI as a place where I could distinguish myself.
I love her voice.
Fox Mulder.
Yes, I am.
Fox Mulder. Is his name Fox?
He's an Oxford-educated psychologist who wrote a monograph on serial killers and the occult that helped catch Monty Props in 1988.
88, cracking year.
He had a nickname at the academy, Spooky Mulder.
The fact that they're smoking in the office. What a flashback.
Are you familiar with the so-called X-Files?
I believe they have to do with unexplained phenomena.
The reason you're here, Agent Scully, is we want you to assist Mulder on these X-Files.
Okay.
Activities, along with your...
Oh, she doesn't look happy about that.
Am I to understand that you want me to debunk the X-Files project, sir?
Agent Scully, we trust you'll make the proper scientific analysis.
She reminds me of someone in this, and I can't put my finger on who it is. It's a different actress.
Sorry, nobody down here but the FBI's most unwanted.
Okay, so he truly believes, and she's got to debunk his belief.
I'm Dana Scully. I've been assigned to work with you.
Oh, isn't it nice to be suddenly so highly regarded?
I've heard a lot about you.
Oh, really? I was under the impression that you were sent to spy on me.
If you have any doubt about my qualifications or credentials...
You're a medical doctor.
Oh, he knows his stuff as well.
Einstein's twin paradox, a new interpretation.
Did you bother to read it?
I did. It's just that amongst my work, the laws of physics rarely seem to apply. Maybe I can get your medical opinion on this, though. Oregon female, age 21, no explainable cause.
21? She looked early 30s to me.
Marks on her lower back. Dr. Scully, can you ID these marks?
It's a vampire.
An animal bite? Electrocution of some kind?
How's your chemistry?
It's organic. I don't know. Is it some kind of synthetic protein?
I've never seen it before either.
Do you have a theory?
I have plenty of theories.
Oh, this is my kind of show.
Do you believe in the existence of extraterrestrials?
Logically, I would have to say no, given the distances needed to travel from the far reaches of space.
Conventional wisdom. You know this Oregon female. Now, when convention and science offer us no answers, might we not finally turn to the fantastic as a plausibility?
If it was natural causes, it's plausible that there was something missed in the post-mortem. If she was murdered...
Murdered.
The answers are there. You just have to know where to look.
I'll see you tomorrow morning, Scully.
I'd like to ask all passengers to fasten their seatbelts.
She gives me a little bit of Kristen Stewart vibes.
This must be the place.
You didn't mention yesterday this case has already been investigated.
Yeah, the FBI got involved after the first 3 deaths when local authorities failed to turn up any evidence. Without explanation, they were called back in. The case was reclassified and buried in the X-Files.
And you found something they didn't.
Ooh.
The autopsy reports of the first 3 victims show no unidentified marks, but those reports were signed by a different medical examiner than the latest victim. Better than you expected or better than you hoped?
What is he doing there?
Is the medical examiner a suspect?
We won't know that until we do a little grave digging. You're not squeamish about that kind of thing, are you?
Is it Peanuts? Bit of Supernatural vibes.
What's going on?
Ouch. God, there's a frequency in that was killing my eardrums.
What the hell was that about?
Oh, you know, probably nothing.
Every time he gets like an interference, he's going to mark it.
Were you able to arrange for an examination facility?
I think we got something for you.
Excuse me.
Please.
Why have all the men got the same hairline? What were they putting in shampoo in the 90s?
Surely you must have been informed of our intentions to come up here.
No, we've been away.
Well, that answers a question that we had. Why you hadn't done the recent autopsy on Karen Swenson. You're aware of the tissue sample that was taken from the girl's body.
What? In here, are you saying that I missed something?
We're not insinuating anything, sir.
Wait a minute. See, well, I think you are.
It's a very aggressive man.
Let's go home, please.
Guy obviously needed a longer vacation.
That or he never went on a vacation at all.
Soames actually confessed to the first 2 murders. He pleaded to be locked up, but he couldn't produce any evidence. Did you happen to read the cause of death?
Exposure.
How does a 20-year-old boy die of exposure on a warm summer night in Oregon?
This isn't official procedure.
Really?
Oh.
What the hell's happened there?
This is amazing, Scully. You know what this could mean?
Subject is 156 centimeters in length. Corpse is in advanced stages of decay and desiccation. Indicate subject is not human.
If it's not human, what is it?
My guess is it's a chimpanzee or something from the ape family.
I want tissue samples and x-rays.
You don't honestly believe this is some kind of an extraterrestrial. This is somebody's sick joke.
We can do those x-rays here, can't we? Is there any reason we can't do them right now?
Is it like a financial thing?
I have the same doubts you do.
He wants the proof.
However, does not account for small, unidentified object found in subject's nasal cavity. A gray metallic implant.
What is that then?
Who is it?
Steven Spielberg.
She reminds me of the actress from The Craft. I think that's it. I can't remember her name though. Cracking film, by the way, guys.
Figure out what that little thing up Ray Soames' nose is yet?
No. And I'm not losing any sleep over it.
As she continues to lose sleep over it.
Ray Soames was a patient of mine, yes. Ray had an inability to grasp reality.
Is that something you've seen before?
I've treated similar cases.
Did you treat any of these kids with hypnosis?
No, I did not.
Are you treating any of these kids now?
Yes, I'm treating Billy Miles and Peggy Odell. Both have been long-term live-in patients.
Would it be possible for us to talk to them?
Billy's experiencing what we call a waking coma.
Oh, that's awful.
Both he and Peggy were involved in an automobile accident out on State Road. Peggy, we have some visitors. Would you like to talk with them for a moment?
Billy wants me to read now.
I'm wondering if we can do a cursory medical exam on Peggy.
No one is going to hurt you. The nurse is here.
She's gonna have one of those metal things up her nose, isn't she?
The nurse is here.
I'm reading now.
How did you know the girl was gonna have the marks?
I don't know. Lucky guess?
What is going on here? What do you know about those marks?
I don't think you're ready for what I think.
I'm here to solve this case, Mulder. I want the truth.
I think those kids have been abducted.
By who?
By what?
You don't really believe that.
Do you have a better explanation?
But to say that they've been riding around in flying saucers, it's crazy, Mulder. You've got 4 victims. All of them died in or near the woods. What were those kids doing out there in the forest?
So at least he listened to her. And you can tell that she's starting to question what she would usually put things down to. Like he is planting a seed of doubt for sure. Opening her mind up a little bit. Just put some in her pocket. You not got a jar?
Mulder? Mulder?
Is that the cop? Was that the cop?
Special Agent Dana Scully, FBI, drop your weapon.
I'm with the county sheriff's department. You're trespassing on private property here.
We are conducting an investigation.
Get in your car and leave both of you, or I have to arrest you.
Arrest the FBI?
Did you hear what I said? You are on private property without legal permission.
All that noise is coming from that one truck. Really?
What's he doing out here all by himself?
Maybe it has something to do with this. What do you think it is?
I don't know.
Looks like bone.
It was all over the ground.
Like ashes.
What if these kids are involved in some kind of a cult and that man knows something about it?
I feel like you shouldn't be driving that fast in this weather.
You okay, Mulder?
Yeah, I'm just,
What are you looking for?
What in the rookery was that?
What happened?
They're going to step out and there's going to be a red cross on the ground. Well, barely because it's raining, but...
We lost 9 minutes. I looked at my watch just before the flash and it was 9:03.
Oh.
Look! Look!
Knew it. Surprised it's still on there, to be honest.
Abductees! They've reported unexplained time loss.
Time can't just disappear. It's a universal invariant.
Oh, hell no.
Not in this zip code.
How is she not freaking out by that? The car just randomly starting. That laptop.
Great.
Shower by candlelight. Scully. Is she gonna have the 2 dots?
I want you to look at something.
As she turns up in a robe. And you couldn't have put clothes on for this, Scully? No? Oh, she's got 3.
Mulder, what are they?
Mosquito bites.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I thought there. You okay?
I wonder if this is him now realizing the things that he's saying is actually having an impact.
I need to sit down.
Take your time.
Can he not show his back? Have you got them in that specific spot? I guess because there was 3. It's like, yeah, it's mosquitoes. Oh.
My sister was 8. She just disappeared out of her bed one night. No note, no phone calls, no evidence of anything.
It's like Jean Bonnet.
You never found her.
Tore the family apart. No one would talk about it.
What did you do?
Eventually, I went off to school in England. I came back, got recruited by the Bureau.
Okay.
That's when I came across the X-Files.
By accident?
But I was fascinated. I read all the cases I could get my hands on. There's classified government information I've been trying to access, but someone has been blocking my attempts to get at it.
I don't understand.
Someone at a higher level of...
The people that have hired her, probably.
And they're afraid of what? That you'll leak this information?
You're part of that agenda. You know that.
I'm not a part of any agenda. You've got to trust me.
I'm telling you this, Scully, because you need to know. Because of what you've seen. I've worked very closely with a man named Dr. Heitz-Verber, and he's taken me through deep regression hypnosis. I've been able to go into my own repressed memories to the night my sister disappeared. I can recall a bright light and a presence in the room.
I've heard about this before.
Listen to me, Scully. This thing exists.
But how do you know?
The government knows about it. Nothing else matters to me.
He would sound crazy, wouldn't he? Like if you were Scully, you'd be like, this guy, he's been through it. He's got the trauma.
Hello?
What? Who is this?
That was some woman. It just said Peggy Odell was dead.
Was she going to talk? And they had to put an end to her?
She ran right out in front of me. Who are you?
She was running? On foot?
Even though she was in a wheelchair. Interesting the time there. 9:03.
Let's go. Someone trashed the autopsy bay in the lab and they stole the body. We're going back to the motel. What?
No. She's going to be right on Mulder's side, isn't she now?
My computer!
What about the metal? Oh, she got it on her. She got that little thing on her. Or the dirt that she picked up. Is that still in your pocket?
My name is Teresa Nemeth. You've got to protect me.
That's his daughter, innit?
I don't know how I get out there. I'll just find myself out in the woods.
How long has it been happening?
Ever since the summer we graduated.
Your father's the medical examiner. You were the one on the phone. You told me Peggy Odell had been killed.
He's trying to protect his daughter. Because everyone's going to think she's crazy.
But he said never to tell anyone about any of it. He wants to protect me, but I don't think he can.
Do you have the marks, Teresa?
Yes.
Yes. I'm gonna be next.
No.
She might. She might die.
Let's go home, Teresa.
I don't think she wants to leave.
I don't care what you think. Detective Miles and I won't let anything happen to you, I promise.
You're Billy Miles's father?
That's right. And you stay away from that boy.
The plot thickens.
They know who's responsible for the murders.
Look at her coat.
He lied on the autopsy reports. And now we find out about the detective.
And the scrunchie in her hair.
Why would they destroy evidence?
Love the 90s.
Makes you wonder what's in those other two graves.
Are they gonna dig them up themselves? No.
They're both empty.
What is going on here?
Someone's already been to hide the evidence.
I think I know who killed Karen Swenson.
Who?
The detective's son. Billy Miles.
The boy in the hospital.
What? I thought the detective.
Peggy Odell was bound to a wheelchair, but she ran in front of that truck. It all fits a profile of alien abduction.
How can it fit a profile?
That we lost 9 minutes on the highway. I think the time, as we know it, stopped, and something took control over it. You think I'm crazy?
A little bit. I'm sure you're going to prove it, though. I'm sure you're going to be right.
Peggy Odell's watch stopped a couple minutes after 9.
That's the reason the kids come to the forest, because the forest controls them and summons them there. Marks are from some kind of test that maybe causes some kind of genetic mutation, which would explain the body that we dug up. Summoned by some alien impulse. That's it. We're gonna pay a visit to Billy Miles. Do you remember what you were doing last night around 9 o'clock?
Watching TV.
Do you remember what you were watching?
You know, I don't...
He's gonna have dirty feet. He's gonna have dirty feet because he got out of bed, didn't he? Yeah.
What is she looking for?
Mulder, take a look at this.
And that's gonna match the dirt that she'd picked up from the ground. Maybe.
What is she doing now?
Why don't you ask her directly? Like, isn't that rude?
No, I don't believe this.
Cody.
It's crazy. He was in the woods.
You're sure?
This is the same stuff that I took a handful of in the forest.
There we go.
You said it yourself.
Yeah, but you have to write it down in your report.
You're right. We'll take another sample from the forest and run a comparison before we do anything.
There's a lot of chemistry between these two.
What do you think?
I think that's his daughter right there. The coroner's daughter. What was her name again? Neman? Ouch.
You wouldn't listen to me. I told you to stay out of it.
Billy's dad.
Hold it. Hold it right there. You got no business out here.
You know, it's Billy. How long are you gonna let it happen? He's gonna kill her.
Billy, no! Let her go. Leave her alone.
Are we gonna see a bloody spaceship? A UFO? An unidentified flying object? Or we just see a flash of light? Has time skipped? Is my next question. She survives.
Dad? Billy.
Why now? What's the difference? Is it because they were close to getting caught? They've had to abort the mission? Whatever that was.
What happened? There was a light.
It was incredible.
When did you first see the light?
In the forest. It took me away to the testing place. They would tell me to gather the others so that they could do tests. They put something in my head.
In your nose?
Here.
Oh.
I would wait for their orders.
Who gave the orders?
The light. They said it would be okay, but the test didn't work. They wanted everything destroyed. I'm afraid they're coming back.
Don't be afraid, Billy.
Thank God the smoking ban exists now. It feels like a different world. But it used to just be like smoking everywhere.
What we've just witnessed, the scientific basis and credibility just seem wholly unsupportable. You're aware of that.
My reports are personal and subjective.
This, time loss, you did or did not experience?
I can't substantiate it, no.
I see no evidence that justifies the legitimacy of these investigations.
Is it because there's too much money going into Mulder's
Prosecute a case like this.
investigations that they want to stop that?
Boy who claims that he was given orders from some alien force through an implant. You have no physical evidence.
This is the object described by Billy.
She did keep it.
I removed it from the exhumed body. It was the only piece of evidence not destroyed in the fire. I ran a lab test on it. The material could not be identified. Agent Mulder believes we are not alone.
And what do you believe?
Thank you, Agent Scully. That'll be all.
Take that back, though. Is she just leaving that with them? They could be the ones trying to shut everything down, no? Okay.
Hello?
Scully, I talked to the DA's office in Raymond County, Oregon. There's no case file on Billy Miles. The paperwork we filed is gone.
Knew it. Goes all the way to the top. Look at the amount of stuff as well. He walks like an AI. Sealed. I guess no one knows about that other than the ones getting paid a hell of a lot, I guess. I really enjoyed that, guys. I think this is my kind of show. I could definitely see me doing this as a series. However, I don't know if the interest is going to be there. I know that it was a huge show, and I know that there is a fan base for it, but I don't know to what scale that interest would lie. I prefer doing the older types of shows. I like doing the shows that they've already been completed, but I need to figure out if it would be worth pursuing it as a regular show. So personally, I'm kind of hoping that this does get the votes and it gets the interest, because this is where my interest would be for sure. Let's dive into what we learned just in the pilot. For me, I think Scully seems very driven, very focused, very to the book, and she's not close-minded, which I admire, and she's not judgmental either. So she's already showing traits that I definitely approve of, because she's very intelligent, clearly book smart. I think she's aware of her surroundings as well. She's very observant. I think he's more of a wild card. He's more free. He's less by the book. He likes to push boundaries. He is extremely open-minded as well, and he's stubborn. I think that not in a bad way. He's not like arrogant or anything like that. Well, no, I don't think that he is. He's just very sure of himself. Yeah, I guess just determined and driven. So I think a mixture of Scully being around, I think, would benefit him, and then vice versa as well, because he could sort of loosen her up and make her relax and have a bit of fun. And then I think that she can also ground him a little bit and make him just a little calmer, perhaps, because he seems more impulsive than she is. So I think, yeah, they would balance each other quite well. And I think that's only going to be a good sign for their partnership moving forward. It's like how he's comfortable enough to ring her at whatever time, or go to her for whatever time, or open up and say whatever's on his mind. He trusts her enough to open up like that. Bear in mind, I don't know if he's like that with everyone just yet, because I haven't seen enough of the show, so maybe he's just an open book to everybody. Yeah, let's just say for now, because that's all that I've seen, is he seems enough to trust her to open up, and then I think for her, he's able to sort of crack that shell and plant a seed, and for her to try and put the sciences with the extraordinary and the unknown. When they were first introduced, I do think you have her nerves and his confidence. That's the first vibe that I got, is she's scarred up, very proper, and then he's like joking with her, a bit of sarcasm in there, and just being very open, and it's like, let's just cut to the chase, like no BS, let's just say it how it is. And she is more like, I'm gonna hold my cards close to my chest, thank you very much. So it's gonna be nice to see how their relationship progresses the further along this show gets. So history-wise, we know that Mulder is suffering with loss. He lost his sister at a young age, and I think that's definitely impacted the way that his life has turned out. It's definitely affected him in a deep way as well. And yeah, just his career path, I think. And then with Scully, I mean, she's got the medical degree. It's as if she's ticked her list off. So it's like, yep, done that, now what? Done that, now what? You know? And this, I think, is going to throw a spanner in the works, because it's something very different. It was unplanned for a start. So she's going to be like, oh, this is weird for me, because she's very track orientated from what I can tell. Maybe we'll see her open up a little bit herself and maybe relax a little bit, because her mind has been open to new possibilities, new realms. Mulder might be that person that can enhance Scully's path, I guess, in life. Bear in mind, I know that I'm probably way off, but I don't want spoilers either, because if this is a show that I dive into, I'd rather go in blind. So please just bear that in mind, especially if you're going to leave your comments or whatnot. I'd rather not know that I'm wrong, because it'll give me insight of, you know, what's to come in future episodes in a way. So storylines and arcs, I think the main one is going to be that, I mean, it seems pretty obvious, but there are aliens out there, and the government know that there's aliens out there. They don't want the public to know that there's aliens out there. So I think that is going to be the main arc, is them trying to get information, and then the government trying to put a stop to it, put a lid on it. So as Scully has gone into the office to explain to her bosses what she's discovered, they're very defensive straight away, irate straight off the bat as well, non-believers, and just trying to stop everything that Mulder is trying to achieve. It wasn't until that third guy walked past her that she's gone, wait a minute, I could have just handed in some very obvious evidence, and I'm probably not going to see that again. And you would be correct, is my guess. And he just walked straight into a room with stacks and stacks of evidence of alien life that they obviously know about, but Mulder doesn't. So it's if they can get into that room and find out that everything is true, what Mulder believes is true, and it was right all along. It's gonna have to feel good. That I also wonder if we'll get to see Mulder's sister further down the line, because what a storyline that would be. Like, it starts at the pilot and he explains what's happened to him. He's gone through some trauma. They discover that it's true, there is a new life out there, and then we get to see his sister. That would be incredible. I hope that's a thing. Or even if it was just, I was right all along, she was taken, and here's the proof. Even if it was just that, but obviously I'd prefer to physically see his sister, but I don't know. I guess time would tell on that one. I love the vibe of the show. Obviously you can tell that it's dated, like the audio, the visual, the fashion, the tech, all that good stuff is very dated. But as someone that loves that stuff, I'm okay with it. And as long as the story itself is timeless, like it doesn't get affected by, you know, where we are right now, I'm happy. I'm very happy, and I'm excited by that show. To be honest, I feel like even when my dad was watching it as a youngster, there was one scene that has scarred me. And I remember walking in the front room, my dad was watching X-Files on the telly, and it was this, I want to say lizard, like a lizard guy, but it was terrifying. It was genuinely terrifying to my tiny brain. So I was like, the second he would be watching it, I'd be like, I'm not watching that show. Scary that show. Obviously being older now, I mean, I highly doubt it was scary, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, it'll be scary to me no matter what now, because that did traumatize me at the time. And it was only like a flash. I remember a flash of this, like, I think he was in like a tunnel or something. Yeah, I don't know. But story time with Dakara, I guess. So it'd be interesting to actually see that episode as an adult now and go, what was I on about? And also how my mind has probably altered that memory over the years as well. So that would be quite interesting to find out what the hell's going on there. But yeah, to wrap up, really enjoyed it. I think it's going to be a cracking show. Whether it's going to be of interest to you guys, I don't know, but I'd love it. And I feel like I'd be able to do my wrap-ups, like my outros, quite easily, because clearly I'm interested in it, because I found it easy to talk about the characters and the stories and stuff. And I think that's the main thing. Because as a creator, when I'm watching a show, if in the outro I'm like, not much to really talk about, to be honest, that's when I'm like, maybe this show's not really for me. Yeah, I feel like I could talk about that a lot. Plus, I just love Gillian, so it's an added bonus. I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you so much for watching my reaction, guys, and if you enjoyed it, give it a like, lets me know that you did. And don't forget, guys, on Patreon, when you watch this, let me know in the comments what your thoughts would be, if you would like to see this as a series, genuinely, if you think it would do well. I thought Fringe would be a huge show, which it is, do not get me wrong, but as YouTube content goes, it hasn't blown up or anything. I haven't had like an influx of new subscribers or anything like that. Obviously, I'm committed to Fringe. I will be finishing it, so please don't panic, guys. But yeah, as views and numbers go, I guess it's not at the highest one, but despite that, I'm still going to continue because I genuinely love it. So I think introducing a new show of a similar level, I think I would maybe take a little bit of a hit. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, what you think would work. I could always just try the pilot out on YouTube and see if it has any interest. It's a difficult balance. I think for me, I'd definitely rather do shows that I'm going to be passionate about. If the views aren't there, the views aren't there, you know? I think that's more so where I lean towards, and probably why my channel hasn't blown up like some reactors channels do. But I've just got to be honest to myself, and I have to enjoy it to watch it. Let me know. Anyway, I have an open mind when it comes to these things, so yeah, share your thoughts. And I want to give a massive shout out to all of my members and subscribers. Obviously, you guys are incredible. Thank you for being here. Showing your support means a lot. And a special one to my sponsors in the Mark of Jane tier, because literally without you, this would not be a thing. So I cannot thank you enough. Obviously, I know of the holidays, it's difficult all over financially, so I cannot stress enough how grateful I am that you're sticking around, and yeah, it means a lot. This truly means a lot. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I hope to see you again soon for another video. Goodbye for now. I wonder what pilot I should do next. I'll put a poll on Patreon.